The following is a presentation of the UFAFL. This is the Ultimate Fantasy American Football League Launchpad Series with your hosts, Andy McNamara and Jamie Thomas.
Do you want to be a part of the most exclusive, in-depth fantasy football league ever created? I hope the answer is yes, because you've come to the right spot, baby. The UFAFL, the Ultimate Fantasy American Football League. I'm head of football operations, Andy McNamara, alongside Jamie Thomas, director of scouting. And Jamie, when we say ultimate, it's not hyperbole. It is as in-depth as you want. Really, the closest you can get to actually owning an NFL franchise without the billions of dollars.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Like, you are not Jerry Jones. I know you're not, and I'm not, but this is our way of getting as close to that as possible. All of us love fantasy football. I'm in 3 leagues right now. I'm in a 16-team league, and that's as big as it's been for me. But this league, the UFAFL, is 32 franchises. Just think of that and wrap your head around that for a second. But there's only 32 franchises, Andy.
Yeah, and that's really what's unique. Only 32 ever created, unless the NFL expands. Only one player that is going to be represented across this whole team. It's not 32 and you're going to have 3 or 4 Baker Mayfields. No, it's one. Everybody is one of one. And what's so interesting, Jamie, is not just the high stakes player pools. This is the roped off room in Vegas when it comes to poker. These are big time prize pools, but the roster, the intricacies, we're going to see, Jamie, who really is the ultimate fantasy football player, because it is a 53-man active roster, 46 on game day, full practice squad as well. Everything mirrors real life NFL.
And I know you love Joe Thomas as much as anybody. And yes, for all those people out there that love offensive linemen, we love them too. And they're going to get a shot to provide points and produce points for your fantasy football team in the UFAFL. And that's right. Offensive linemen will have value, as will special teams players. And yes, of course, my least favorite player, the kicker.
Yeah. Kicker, puncher, everybody. And Jamie, that's why a lot of the people who we've been in contact with who are potential franchise owners, they're realizing you're going to need possibly a coaching staff, a GM, somebody, because you're also going to be having to match up and mirror the real life NFL salary cap. So these players, year to year, dynasty format, somebody comes off of their rookie contract, gets that big payday. Well, that's going to affect your team. That's how in-depth this is. Everybody is going to have fantasy value. It's going to be the NFL full regular season into the playoffs in real time. It's that in-depth, Jamie. And what's part of the most exciting part is real NFL players, when they come on as digital athlete NFTs, are going to be a part of your team.
That's incredible. And I just, like, you're so involved on Sundays and Mondays and let's not forget Thursdays to each of your players on your fantasy roster. But this will be different than UFAFL. So you're asking yourself, how do I become a part of this league? Well, on Friday, July 16th at 12 p.m. Eastern through Sunday, July 18th, live from Las Vegas, there will be a franchise auction over that 3-day period. And starting Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern, a 2-minute warning countdown will begin. Any bid within the 2 minutes will reset the auction clock back to 2 minutes. The auction will end once there are no bids for a full 2 minutes. And once that auction closes, the top 32 bids are the new UFAFL franchise owners. But keep in mind, the highest bid gets what, Andy?
They get the first overall pick. And Jamie, I'm glad you brought that up, because this is the important part, folks. To get in the door for this franchise auction, it is $5,000 US equivalent of score coin. That's to get in the door. Then it's $1,000 increments minimum. But these are going to be going for a lot more than that, I can assure you, because you said it. The first overall pick, the most spent, gets that number 1 pick. And if you spent the 10th most on your franchise, you'll get 10th pick. And the difference is, Jamie, it's not just, okay, your usual fantasy draft is a few rounds, 53 rounds. So you're getting the first pick if you spend the most. If you spend the 32nd most, you get the last pick in every single draft through 53 rounds to fill out your whole roster. That's where I can't wait to see how teams, because everybody can pick Patrick Mahomes. That's easy. How are you going to pick that third string linebacker who gets you some special teams tackles? That's what's going to be good.
Yeah. That's where your scouts are going to come in place. Then you talked about your roster of people within the organization, your operations. How are you going to find these types of players? Where are they going to go? And then you have to deal with bye weeks. But this is all stuff you're going to deal with these headaches. But first, you have to get a franchise. So keep in mind, Friday, July 16th is where the fun begins. We want you to be a part of this. So register to bid on a UFAFL franchise today at www.uffsports.com/UFAFL.
And Jamie, it's going to be at that live event in Las Vegas. AO Sports, our new partner, are doing the live broadcast. I'm going to be down in Vegas. We're going to be hosting. There's going to be ex-NFL players, current guys. It's going to be a slew of surprises to get this franchise auction because, like we said, there's only 32 of high-stakes, big prize pools. And can you become the ultimate fantasy football player? There's only one spot to do it. That's in the UFAFL, UFFsports.com/UFAFL to register to get in on this franchise auction July 16 to 18.